What's up, guys? Welcome back to another life knowledge video. My name is Justin Alphabet. We're going to be talking today about getting money. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe down below, and let me know what you think about the video. Okay, so you guys want to get money. There's a lot of different types of ways to do this, but for me, the personal way that I found that's the best way to do it is to raise your money vibration, right? Which sounds kind of weird, and it sounds a little like weird, you know, like voodoo or whatever, but it's not. If you think about like everything around us, everything has its own energy, right? Like I have my own energy, you have your own energy, everybody has their own energy, right? And so if you raise your energy levels, it becomes more magnetic, right? Like if you imagine a magnet, and you raise the type of, if you make yourself a magnet for money, it will, you know, come to you easier. The way to do that is to have more money on you, which sounds stupid. You're like, oh, Justin, why are you telling me to get more money when I don't even have money, right? This is for when you do have money and when you get money, and this is how, just bear with me here, okay? So first off, what I want you to do is check your wallet, right? I want you to go and see how much money you have in your wallet right now. And I want you to think about how much money you want to have in your wallet. What's a number for you that you can basically buy whatever you want? And then comment it down below. Comment how much money, you know, you think that you should keep in your wallet at all times to buy basically anything that you want. My number was like $300 to $500, right? You can basically buy most things for about $300 to $500, right? And so what I want you to do now is, after you commented that down below, is figure out how you're going to get $300 to $500 within a week. And that's not super hard. If you think about that, that's 300, you know, individual dollars, right? You can sell a lemonade stand, you can walk a dog, you can get a job at McDonald's and work a couple hours. You can trade your time for money. You can do that fairly quickly, and that's the easiest way to do it. There are so many jobs out here. You can check Indeed. I'm not sponsored by them. There's, you know, lots of different types of searches you can just type into Google, and various jobs will pop up. Just submit to 5 of them. Make sure you know you got a decent resume. Most people don't even check resumes anymore. It's kind of sad. I've been using the same resume for a long time, and if I ever, you know, I haven't done any recently, but like I used to, you know, do a lot of stuff where job applications, it would just basically like use the same resume and get the same results every single time. So yeah, people aren't checking a lot of resumes anyway. So what I'm going to say here is that like getting a job is easy, right? It's very simple. Just be personable. It's a numbers game too, you know, just put in as many applications as you possibly can. Do a good job, believe you can do well at the job, seem competent enough for them to hire you, and you can do it, right? The goal is to get more money, obviously, beyond that, but the way to do that is to raise your money vibration. So then what you're going to do is, once you have all your expenses covered, right, once you have all your food, your necessities, whatever, you're going to take that $300 to $500 that we talked about to raise your money vibration. You're going to take a money clip or a paper clip or something and clip that money together and stick it in your wallet and leave it there forever. You're never going to touch that money again. It stays in your wallet. Do not lose your wallet. Take care of that money and love that, you know, money, right? And let me explain why you're going to do this. So imagine your wallet for a second, right? Your wallet typically is used to a couple dollars, you know, it's you know, its value has just increased by $500, right? Your value, your net worth, is now $500 more, technically, or $300 to $500, right? And so basically, when somebody asks you, the next time somebody asks you, like, hey, can you afford this, or can we buy this? Typically, your answer would have been, no, we can't afford that. No, we can't buy that. You know, like, no, we don't have enough money. But this time, what it is you're going to be able to say yes, but you're going to choose to say no, right? If that makes sense, just bear with me here, right? Essentially, like, you have the choice of saying no. So that makes you have more power over your finances. So I want you to think about like what that means essentially. Like, instead of saying no because you can't, you're now saying no because you don't want to, which gives you a sense of power, right? You are going to say, I do have money, but I'm not going to spend it on things that, you know, I don't want to spend it on. You're going to keep that $300 to $500 in your wallet no matter what, because it raises your vibration. Most people have like a vibration in them that's a weak vibration, like their magnetic force is not strong for money. And the reason that is because like they haven't never been taught these things. You know, like when you have money, your vibration is higher, right? Like imagine you're at the North Pole, right? The magnetic pull is very strong at the North Pole because you're at the epicenter of the magnetic force. If you're standing in a bank and you work in a bank, your magnetic force for money may be higher than someone who doesn't work around money very often. The more you understand money, the more you have money, the more you love money, the more you hold on to money, the more you cherish money, the more that you will attract money, essentially. So force yourself to, you know, save up some money. And I'll tell you guys exactly how I did it, right? The first time that I noticed this trend was I decided that I learned about this principle first. I learned about this money energy principle, and I decided I was going to stock up some money. I downloaded an app called Truebill, which is now like Rocket something, and you can use any sort of like budgeting app, but this specific budgeting app that I used, and I'm not sponsored by them, also not sponsored, just telling you what I did. This app allowed me to save money for a specific goal or purpose. There's also one I did called Capital. It starts with the QUAPITAL, and they costed money or whatever. They both cost money. Truebill costed less. I think it was like $30 for the whole version. You can start using that one for free. Once again, not sponsored, but I just like them. And what I did was I started saving up, first off, an emergency fund, right? But I don't want you guys to do that, okay? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to save up a fund that's called a contingency fund. And here's why. If you save money for an emergency fund, then you're basically planning on having an emergency at some point in the future, and that's going to energetically attract an emergency because that's what that money is for. Do you understand? So don't call it an emergency fund, call it a contingency plan, because nobody knows what the word contingency means, but basically it means money used for whatever you need it for in the future. So you're going to save up $1,000 after you've done the $300 to $500 in your wallet, right? And what that is going to do is it's going to raise your vibration. You're also not going to touch this money, right, for as long as possible. And the reason why is because when you have money, it sends out a vibration to more money to come to you, right? Hold on to the money for just a little while and let it raise your money vibration. It's not selfish. It's doable. You can do it. And just keep and hold on to that. After you save $1,000, you're then going to save $3,000 as a separate thing, right? Just as a savings. And you're going to save that $3,000, right? Once you save that $3,000, that's going to be like your savings plan, basically. That's also going to raise your money vibration. You're going to have so much more. And during this whole time while you're saving, I'm hoping that you're also getting more money by quitting your job and getting a higher paying job, or asking your boss for a raise, which is a lesser but also effective, option. Typically when you quit your job and go to another job, you get a way higher base rate because inflation is happening daily before our eyes. So I recommend that personally. As long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, I recommend it too, by the way. Don't do any of my advice if you don't think it's safe for you or appropriate for you. And I also cannot be held legal or liable for any advice that you take from this channel, just so you know. I'm giving this as my experience, my advice, and you're welcome to take it and do with it as you wish, under your full responsibility. Typically, there are 3 socioeconomic classes, and to break into the highest class, there's 3. There's poor, there's moderate or middle class, and then there's rich. Each of them treats money differently, but starting with these building blocks that I've given you are the best way to start. The video is getting kind of long, so I'll briefly go over those 3 socioeconomic classes and how they view business and economics and jobs and things like that. So first off, we have the poor, and briefly, they basically are employees. They trade their time for money and work at, just various places for a wage, a set wage for a set amount of time, and they do that for a while. And that's okay. You can be very happy doing that, or if you want more, you can definitely move up. A smaller portion of the middle class do that as well, but they do it after they've done some education, right? They've gone to school, they've gone to a trade school, they've learned a trade, or worked with a mentor, or one-on-one with as an apprentice, or some kind of education, formal education, or not, to advance themselves to where they make anywhere from $50,000 to $300,000. That's the middle class. With inflation, it may have changed since I last checked the numbers. Then above 300K, you're basically a rich person, and the rich treat money very differently than both the poor and the middle class. The poor and middle class focus on short-term gains and things like that. The rich focus on long-term gains. And basically, there are 3 things that the rich do to become rich, and that's what we call assets. An asset is essentially something that brings you money instead of taking away money. So like, for example, if I was buying some food, that would be called a liability, because all that does is feed me. It doesn't really bring me any more money, right? So it's a liability. There are lots of different liabilities, and that's excluding the taxes as well. There are many different ways to make money. You can also do it through taxes, and the rich typically use taxes in business towards their advantage. Like I said, the rich make money in 3 different ways: investments, real estate, and business. And all 3 of those are entrapped and circled around taxes like they're the best friend of taxes. So taxes go hand in hand, and the rich are benefited handsomely or very well by taxes, because they're the ones who wrote the tax code, because typically the rich are the people who have run the country, and that's good, for them, and it'll be good for you when you're rich too. So don't complain about it, because someday when you're rich, you'll be very grateful that the tax code supports you in your favor, because when you create a business or something of that sort, you create jobs for everybody else. And that helps boost up the economy, which helps boost up the country, which helps boost up everybody. The people who start things and take the risk of starting a business or whatever deserve a little bit extra. And that's okay. So yeah, if you want to start a business, that will help you, become rich. A lot of businesses fail. But if you want to learn how to do it, you can comment below and I'll teach you how to start a business. It takes, a couple $100 to $1,000 to start an LLC. Making sure you have a profitable business idea is also important, that it's actually going to work. The way to check if a business will work is to see if other people have done it first, or it's doable, or to add on to something that someone has already done. For example, Uber. There already were taxis, there already were cabs and things like that, taxi cabs. Reliable transportation, but they made it better, right? They improved upon what was already there. If you have an idea like that, definitely, patent that and get that ready to go, trademark it or whatever. And I can teach you guys how to do that kind of stuff, or hook you up with some other people if I'm too busy to help you out with that. The other 2 forms of getting rich are investments and real estate. Investments are basically, stocks and bonds, the stock market, which you can learn from a lot of different people. I know how to do it, but I'm not going to explain everything in this video. as well as bonds, which are a little bit more secure, but they're typically through the government. Yeah, I'm not going to explain those here either, but I'll make a video about those at some point probably. So if you have any questions, comment them below. I personally use Fundrise, which is a real estate investing app on like an app, you know, and you guys can do that too if you'd like to, but I can't be held liable legally or anything if you choose to do that and it fails. I've had good success with it, but it's just recommendation. I'm not sponsored by them. If you guys want to try that out with real estate, that's the other facet, like a lot of rich people use to, you know, invest, and using rental properties or Airbnbs or various different types of lease options or other things like that are very successful. Ultimately, what it comes down to is rich people help other people live, essentially. So if you're renting a house out to someone else, they're paying you to live in their house, your house basically, or a part of your house. And the more rental properties you have, the more people that you help, the more that you will be rewarded with money, right? So figure out, you know, how to invest. Comment below. I can make more videos about that if you guys would like, as well as you can comment or DM me and have me coach you and teach you about how to do real estate, how to do investments, how to do business, and I can teach you guys and how to get more money like the rich do. Or if you guys want help and advice on, you know, how to get a better job, or where you're at currently, you know, if you want to make a little bit more money, start a side hustle in the middle class, something like that, start a business and get working on it, just let me know. I can help you guys out and give you some advice. Have the day you deserve, guys, and let's level up.